Hey there, fellow owners. Welcome to MasterofPwnage's Art of Total War. Today we're going to be talking about Pikemen, one of the most debated units in the game. People hate to see them on the battlefield because they're scared it's going to cause a bunch of friendly fire. Let's go ahead and start with the strengths. We'll move on from there. First huge strength, guys, cavalry. I actually only got one video of it because they're so good at it. Cavalry will stay away from you. So keep in mind, if you see cavalry, murk them. Next big thing, melee infantry, guys. This seems like an obvious one, but you're exceedingly good with pikemen at killing other melee units. So look out for them. Take them out when you see them. Only big tip I have when you're trying to line up to kill some infantry is make sure that your backside is covered and your sides are covered, and we'll get into more of that later, but just make sure you're covered and positioned properly to defend yourself against the enemy units. You're also going to not want to charge into them. You're much better in a standing still formation when you make impact with the enemy. You don't have a big charge bonus or anything like that, so you make sure you're standing still and you drop those pikes down, you will just melt them. Speaking of proper positioning, the next big strength is defense, guys. Now, these guys, pikemen that is, are really, really good at standing in one spot and just completely stopping an enemy from coming towards you. You'll probably eventually die because they'll call archers or something else, but it doesn't really matter because they did their job, and that's to reroute the enemy. If they do run into you, this is what happens. That's about a 20-second clip, and I lost 17 guys to their 300, so something to be aware of. Another example here of just amazing defensive capabilities, and the enemy knows it. I turn around with 28 guys left, and they totally stopped their advancing. And what that did was give my guys time, my friendlies time, to reposition and get ready for the enemy before I fell back once more. Something to be aware of, guys. These guys are very, very good at defense, and most enemies know it. If they don't, you get a bunch of kills. Okay, that's enough for the strengths. Let's go ahead and move on to the weaknesses. So all units are really weak when they get flanked, and they will lose morale. But you can see here that the enemy's 7 dudes that are all like a toe stub away from death are literally dropping my morale almost to the point where my guys fell back, my 100 pikemen. So be very, very aware that your flank is extremely weak when it comes to these pikemen. They're just scared shitless, I guess, when somebody touches them. Speaking of getting touched, guys, you're going to want to stay away from archers because your job is to defend, and the archer's job is to take out things that are standing still. You're not going to be fast enough to catch up to them. You're too heavily armored. You're a medium guy. You're just not going to catch up. So the best thing to do is to get away or call for backup. They're just going to melt you. Don't just stand there. Don't be crazy. You're going to want to try and do something. To add to the list of things that want to kill you, artillery. Another thing that's designed to stop you from being able to stand still, which is what the pikemen are designed to do. So make sure that you're not in line of sight of artillery and avoid getting hit by it at all costs. If they start hitting you, get somewhere where they cannot hit you, like the side of a cliff or the side of a building. Big rule of thumb, guys, if it shoots, stay away from it and you might survive. Keep that in mind. Hope everybody got the chance to learn something new. If you haven't already, please subscribe so you get the latest updates as soon as they come out. And don't forget to stop by vapetrip.com and use Master20 at checkout for a 20% discount. Until next time, pwn on.